I think the chairman has asked me to respond to some of the issues that have been raised today. I'd like to start by saying that all the privatizations that were carried out in the power sector are guided by contracts. Contracts on the side of the government and contracts on the side of the private sector. And I think it's a bit easy to cast aspersions and some allegations here. But I think when you speak to the regulators and a lot of the agencies that were involved in these transactions and are still involved, you will find out that a lot of what is still being done are guided by contracts. And contracts require implementation and execution from both parties. So there are parties from the government side and there are parties on the private side. And where the contracts are concerned, both parties have not followed exactly what's in the contract. So when you do a concession, one of the things that you should not do ab initio when you're going in, is going in thinking that you are going to best the other party. Because every time you do that and you have a contract that is not fair, when something breaks down, the other party just says, well, I didn't get a fair contract to start with, so you go do what you want. And this is a problem. And we still see that in concession contracts going forward. So the Right Honorable Member talked about the military being a security asset. He also talked about the private companies knowing that MDAs do not pay. I think the government, knowing that MDAs do not pay, decided that we can't make them pay, so let's make the private sector make them pay. And the private sector are coming in and saying, we want to make them pay, but government's not letting us make them pay. So there is a conversation that needs to be had, but it's not a one-sided conversation. It's a conversation that all parties need to sit at the table and acknowledge where the problems are. The private sector is not going to be able to invest in power if they can't raise money. And they're not going to be able to raise money if communities and MDAs are not willing to pay for the power that's being willed to them. I mean, this is just straightforward. It's not rocket science. And I'll give you an example. One of the members was talking about power theft. So I'm not going to speak about power theft, but something related to that. Vandalism of power assets. There is a house here in Maitama. It belongs to a very senior government official, ex-governor, and right in front of his house, his transformer has been vandalized 3 times and repaired by the power company. And there are more than 16 policemen and security guards in and around that compound. And 3 times the transformer is being repaired. So, I mean, what exactly do we need to do? Some of these things, it's not about the contracts. It's about our attitude as Nigerians to start with. And part of trying to fix the problem that we have here is just telling ourselves the truth. We need to really look at the issues on the ground dispassionately. Agencies and regulators are fighting an uphill battle, trying to ensure that power is delivered and delivered properly, and to ensure that private sector parties that come into the sector do not feel like running away. But at the same time, individuals and citizens are frustrated. So some of these contracts, even the concessions that we've gone into, we've had to go back and say, okay, this didn't work. Let's go back and try to see how we take it back, how to negotiate it. Government has actually done that. But there's still a long way to go. And like what the chairman said, you do need a government and a president with courage to move things forward. And I think we have one now that's ready to listen. But I think we all need to have the right conversation for this to happen. Thank you very much.